So hey guys, in the last video we talked about how to write and delete files in C. In this video we'll be talking about how to read files in C. So let's get to it. So we say file, then you assign it to a pointer. You can call it anything. Then the fopen function. Then the file you want to open. And the parameter is R, so you're reading. But this file does not exist, so let's create it quickly. Test.ts does not exist, so I'll create it. And I'm going to put some stuff inside, so I'll say I am Precious Ireo. I am Nigerian. Nigeria is a great country. I love my African brothers and sisters, and you too watching me. Okay, so that's just a simple file created with tests. Now we can open it. So now that we've created it, the next thing is we need a buffer to be able to, read the file. Okay, so we have to assign this to a character variable. So we say char. We can call this buffer. And we can assign values to it. So I can just say this is 500. So I used the wrong brackets. It's an array, don't forget. And don't also forget, we should always close our file immediately we open it after we are done. Okay, so F-close. So that should be at the end there. And now that we have the buffer set, we can read the content using fget. You remember fget? So it's small letters, so fget. So the first thing is what we are reading, buffer. Then the size is 500, and we are printing it out to the pointer pf. Okay, so now let's print out what we have there. So printf, remember it's an array s, and we are printing out buffer, but this is going to print out one line. Okay, so let's see. Printf. So let's run this, and you see it's only printed one line. So for us to be able to print out all the lines inside of our test file, we have to put this in a while loop. So let's create a while loop here. So while, then inside of the function, we put our fget, and we say if it is not equal to null, that is, if it has not gotten to the end of the file, then it should do what? It should print the buffer. So let me delete these spaces. Save. And let's do this again. And as you can see, everything in the file has been printed. I am Precious, down to you two watching me. Okay, so we can also test if the file exists before we even do anything. So let's check if our file exists first before we even try to read content from it. We can use an if. We'll use an if statement after buffer. So we say if pf is equal to null, that is, if it does not exist, then we print what? We say file does not exist. Then what should we do if it exists? We do everything inside of our while loop. So we put the while loop here. Okay, so let's try to run this now. But first, let me clear this place. Okay, cleared. All right, so what I've done is we try to open a file that exists, then assign it to a buffer. Then we put an if statement that if the file is null, that is, if the file does not exist, then it should print file does not exist. But if the file exists, that is else, then it should print out the content. So let's change this. Let's do this to test.txt, which does not exist. And let's see what it prints out for us. So you see, it says file does not exist. What if we use a file that exists? Test.txt. I've just changed that. Let me clear this. So you see the file exists and it has gone in to print out the content of the test.txt file, which is this. Okay. So guys, and it has closed it. So guys, this is it. We've been able to write to a file, delete a file, and now we've just been able to read content from a file in the C programming language. So guys, this is it, and I'm happy to run this course or this journey with you. I'll see you in the next programming language. But definitely we'll be doing a lot of projects inside of this C programming language courses. So be back to check all the projects that we will create. So guys, this is it, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.